On this edition of King's Talk, we have a very successful coach, also a former captain of Sri Lanka, obviously no stranger to Jaffna franchise. We have Thilina Kandambi, who is the current head coach of this team and also of SSE and many other successful teams in the country. Hello, how are you?
All good.
LPL coming up, once again exciting times for cricket fans across the country. How excited are you for this second edition?
Yeah, pretty much excited because all this time that we have to wait for 12 months to get into this, so I'm excited.
Let's talk about preparations then, because lots of people are asking what's going on, who are the players that have come into the bubble already. You've been talking to the guys. What kind of preparations have you been doing? You've had any team meetings, practice sessions? What's the situation like?
Yeah, not at the moment because most of our players, they are in different bubbles. Some of the guys, they are just joining the bubble today because they are in goal with the test team. So, and most of the guys, some of the guys are in Dubai involved in the T10 tournament. So maybe tonight, tomorrow, day after,
the team will get full, I guess. We're seeing a few changes compared to last year. Obviously, you can't have the same set of players, but you've retained a few as well. What do you make of combinations this time? Do you think you can repeat the success formula that you had last year with this new squad of yours?
Yeah, most probably because last year also we had a very bowler-friendly combination. So we might do the same thing this year because we have a lot of good spinners in our side as well. Different venues. Playing in Colombo, not in Hambantota. Later part only we are going to Hambantota. So I think, but the only thing that at Ketharama, I don't think that they have played any T20 cricket during this year.
Right.
During this time of the year.
Correct.
So because of that, there is a small doubt about the due and the various things. But still, especially our bowling unit is very strong.
Yes, of course, yes. And bowling does win your T20 matches, unlike the general understanding that it's all about your batsman. Speaking of changing the squad, there's a lot of people asking questions about the retained players. Obviously, Charita Salanka is someone who is making a lot of headlines now. He did very well at the World Cup, but unfortunately, you had to let him go. What was the understanding behind that decision?
It was between him and Mahesh actually
at
that time, and we had a deadline, so we had to make that decision. Maybe I think we have to make that decision just before the first World Cup game starts.
Right.
So at that time, Mahesh was bowling really well, and as I said that we are morely focusing on our bowling. So that's the tough decision that I had to make. So I'm still happy with Mahesh.
Of course, yes. And obviously with this young squad, we're seeing a lot of new names, some up-and-coming talents like Rishad Sanjana, Shankar Change Gunasekara. You've got Shamu Ashan from your own domestic setup. What can we expect from these new young guys, and how important is this experience for them?
Yeah, most of the youngsters actually they came up in our system because they played under 19, Sri Lanka under 19 cricket as well. But few guys that I was fortunate that while I was coaching SSE, I saw a lot of talent from the other teams as well. So, and that's the main reason that we got those talented boys into our squad. But I'm not 100% sure whether they will get a chance to play. But still, hanging around with Shoaib Malik, maybe some other foreign players, they'll get a lot of exposure.
Indeed, indeed. And that's what this LPL does, doesn't it? It really combines youth and experience and helps these players to come forward. Right. Final quick question. Do you still think we can believe this? We can win this year?
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal anyway. But we will go one by one.
Alright, there you go. So Thilina Kandambi, head coach of the Jaffna franchise, saying that he definitely thinks we can win. And I believe the same thing too. See you next time.